Hey everybody, welcome back to Fireside Kit Chat. It's me, Kit, Kyle, whatever you want to call me. And as usual, you know me, I'm wishing you well, hoping that you're enjoying this slow descent into winter that we're all experiencing. But if you're watching in the past, congratulations, you're a time traveler. But if you're watching in the present or future, where it's not winter or spring, maybe recall a time where that felt really nice. You know, the snow on your skin. In fact, you know what? Before I tell you that story, let's talk about something a little bit more focused. Recently, in the gaming world, we have had the Video Game Awards, which is usually something that I will avoid Game Awards just because I prefer to kind of like make my own opinions on my own, or I don't like the grand gathering of things. But on the flip side of that, I do see how it is a Avengers level event for everybody in the community to come together, share their opinions, and then also be changed by the opinions of others. Claire Obscure took over and won many, many awards. And right now, I'm at an impasse where I'm like, hey, I love an RPG. And not only that, they told me that shit was depressing. Seriously, a depressing game for me, just for me. Kind of hard for me not to lean into that and buy it. But here's the thing. A couple fireside chats ago, we talked about the backlog and also about how my issues with Nintendo and other gaming franchises that are just pushing games out just so that they can reach a quarter as opposed to making a fully produced game. You can also look to the death of Iwata at Nintendo and the tradition of the trajectory in all those things. But that said, I think I can find a combined path forward where I could support Claire Obscure while also supporting my backlog. The theme? French. The French. So there's a game called Jeanne d'Arc that came out on the PSP. Fantastic game, and it's based off of the story of the real-life hero, Joan of Arc of France, who heard a voice from God, and after hearing that voice from God, chose to push back the British invasion and fight alongside her Frenchmen, and ultimately, in the end, free France. But also, in the end, she was also brutally murdered by, I'm pretty sure it was by fire. Yeah, due to, yeah, well, corruption. You know how heroes get killed sometimes and everything. That stuff. But I highly recommend looking up Joan of Arc. She's one of my favorite people of all time because I very much identify and exist in a world where I am listening to some sort of higher power. You can call it Talos. We'll call it Talos for now. We're in Skyrim, right? Right? We're in Skyrim. But to add to another kind of vision that I actually had a vision last night. I had one of those experiences. I love the AM, the deep AM. I'm talking like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I was up late watching wrestling primarily. But if there's one thing that I quite enjoy from being alone is that it becomes a blank canvas in which you discover yourself. You discover your shadows, your fears, possibly all these other things that are spinning in your mind. And something is born from that, or at least it can be. I thought about Skyrim in one of those moments, specifically the ability for me to shoot fire from my hands. But I also thought about how I could literally see black-coated flames moving across my skin, emanating from me, of course, invisible. However, when it comes to the human mind, we are capable of projecting anything we want onto reality. We are constantly doing that. Just look at your room. That room could be completely blank. It could have no personality, but you brought that personality into it. Look at your life. Look at the clothes you wear. You brought that in. So while embracing my own darkness and celebrating and smiling in it, I could feel and see the flames coating my skin of black and ebony. If you want to talk anime, think of Sasuke and Itachi's ninjutsus that they often use. I believe it's called Amaterasu, black flames. Either way, it very much felt like a splash page moment for me to continue doing what I do and continue creating and putting out the magic that I'm capable of. Why? Because I know that we're all capable of it. Moving away from the video game awards this weekend, at least in regards to WWE, which is not video game related, but hey, I'm pretty sure that WWE and wrestling is one of the greatest RPGs of all time. because that is raw character creation. Raw character creation. And I guess you could make a joke about Monday Night Raw. Ayo, it's there. But yeah, it's fully character creation in itself. And if there's a lasting legacy left behind by John Cena, seeing him talk about how he wants to lift up future generations of people, give them a hand, give them a spotlight, and also how he's been there for so many different kids who want to give up their life, whether it's from depression or actual like serious illnesses that have them in hospitals year in and year out, bringing their family along as well through that experience and the pain and the hope, all of it. You might not know me, but you certainly are getting to know me. So best believe I was crying last night because of just both the joy that there are people on this earth that get to lead others towards the light, and the fact that I not only get to be one of them, I am one of them. And that is why I make these fireside kit chats and why I do anything that I do in any waking moment. Of course, I have flaws. Of course, I don't meet that bar every time. But it's the flaws that make us so beautiful. It is the flaws that inspire us to pick it up again the next day and make something of it. As always, you are loved beyond measure, and you might not take it to heart if a stranger says it, but I do mean it, and I believe that more people need to lead with love and let that be their guide. So here I am doing that thing with flames coating my arms, invisible flames, of course. But as far as questions go, yeah, I'm always open to hearing about what your thoughts are, especially towards the Video Game Awards. Circling back to that, it is a very, very huge win for indie games. The fact that Claire Obscure was able to leave, for a group of developers to leave Ubisoft, create their own thing, and have it take Game of the Year, and then on top of that, have Hollow Knight Silksong be right behind it in terms of the fervor and fan appreciation for it. And I'm pretty sure Mario Kart World won nothing, so that's a giant win for me personally, because honestly, fuck Mario Kart World. I said it. Mario Kart Deluxe for life. But yeah, feel free to let me know how you'd like the next Kitside Fire Chat or Fireside Kit Chat to go. I felt really good in creating this. I'm going to go do some more streaming probably shortly after this, or just living, drinking water, tea, etc. You know, the things I said I wouldn't talk about in a previous episode. Oopsie daisies. This is timeless. Never mind. I'm not doing anything after this. Jokes aside, I really do appreciate those that have come by for the Twilight Princess streams, and I'm still playing Fire Emblem, though I will admit I did lower the difficulty because, well, can't be spending 2 weeks on a chapter, right? Got to make some progress. Either way, love you lots. Thanks for listening, and take care. I'll catch you in the future. Here's some flames, though.
You have a grim look.